Hello, everybody. We carry on with our podcast in English. Carry on the T.M.J's temporomandibular joint. Another podcast regarding T.M.J's. I told you before, T.M.J's is the most famous joint of our body. And today, I would like to talk with all of you regarding the functionality, the biomechanics of the T.M.J, the temporomandibular joint. Why I want to talk about this? Because it is important to understand when we have a problem, why is the dysfunction, what is the main cause of our dysfunction in the temporomandibular joint. That's very important topic. Don't miss that video. Temporomandibular joints structural is a joint who have two condyles. The lower joint have the mandible have two condyles, right and left. That means it's a bicondylar joint. Is synchronized. What they mean? We cannot move one part only. We cannot move the right and stop the left. No, both move together. And another differentiation with other joints is that the condyle of the lower jaw is covering by fibrocartilage. That means that our joint is particularly deformable when it have a stress. That means when we increase the pressure inside the joint. But the most important thing is the only joint who has the teeth in the middle. No other joint in the body have teeth. And why we have the teeth? If we go to the physical side, we will understand that that particular joint is, in the point of view of the physic, different than the others. In the point of view of the physic, it is a third grade liver. Third grade liver is that one that have the force in the middle of the fulcrum and the resistance. And in the joint, the fulcrum is the condyle. The forces are the muscles, masticatory muscles, and the resistance is the teeth, the occlusion. That's why when we have some problem in the resistance that is in the teeth, because they are abrading, we miss the teeth, we don't have a good occlusion, we have less resistance to protect the temporomandibular joint. Increasing the force of the muscles, making damage in the fulcrum, that is the T.M.J. That's why it's very important to have the jaw perfectly centrated in a good space of vertical dimension, and also a good teeth occlusion that will protect our temporomandibular joint. Most of the problem of the T.M.Js are dysfunctions relating with the jaw position, these problems, vertical dimension, we increase the pressure into the temporomandibular joints. And remember always, temporomandibular joint do not resist ever pressure. Can resist a limited traction, but not pressure inside the temporomandibular joint. The teeth protect that. A good occlusion in a good vertical dimension with the jaw centrated, it will protect the temporomandibular joint. If you know that, we understand why sometimes we need some device in the middle of the teeth to protect that teeth. But that particular device have to be some right characteristics. Not every device is working well for the temporomandibular joint. And remember always, people who suffer temporomandibular disorders, dentists, physiotherapists, osteopaths, doctors who treat the temporomandibular joint, the temporomandibular disorders, remember that 95% of the problems inside the temporomandibular joint are dysfunctions, rarely structural problems, as arthrosis, for example. It's very rare. And another question we have to understand is that more easy we make the intervention, better is if we start easy, early, we prevent in the future a lot of problems. Remember that always, patients and doctors. And if you understand that, patients, you have to understand that treatment is an interdisciplinary treatment, because we have to do some device to protect the T.M.Js. We call that the programming device. The body equilibrium device is a particular device who do this in our school. But also we need the osteopath to unblock sometimes, the physiotherapist to do physiotherapy of the muscles. We have to unblock the neck because temporomandibular disorders will affect the neck, and we have to treat the whole body because patients arrive to us when it's chronic, the problem. And when it's chronic, we have a lot of problem outside the temporomandibular joint. Symptoms. We did another podcast about symptoms. Have a look on it. Symptomatology of the temporomandibular joint. It's very important. All these concepts are telling to you, because if you understand your joint, your function of the joint, you will understand the treatment. I hope you like the podcast. If you like it, do a like to the podcast, subscribe to our channel. In our podcast, we will do a lot of information for patients in 3 languages. Remember, like, subscribe, and bell. If you click in the bell, you will receive information when we are doing more and more podcasts and videos in our channel. See you in the next podcast, and I hope you enjoy it. And remember, subscribe, bell, and like for this particular podcast. Bye bye everybody, until the next